Well, greeting, Transformers. Happy to see you again. Today, I want to start on a bit of a project that I've had on my mind for a little while. I want to start doing a monthly tarot reading and weekly follow-ups to that reading. I think that this will prove helpful in breaking things down and helping to understand how things interact with one another on a weekly basis anyway, and giving us a theme to work with for the month and for each week in the month. Frankly, it seems like an appropriate time. We have a lot of confusion, a lot of feelings of helplessness, and I think that we need to remember that we can build from those things, that we don't have to feel caught or trapped or immobile, but that we really have a lot more at our disposal than maybe we feel or think we do. So we'll begin with the August 2020 tarot reading in just a moment, where we will focus primarily on the King of Swords. So the theme for the month of August 2020, as you can see at the top, we've got the King of Swords, which comes from the suit of self, intellect, and thought. I take that to mean we'll want to concentrate on these areas as an underlying or overarching theme for August, for this month. And I'd like to draw attention to two particular focus areas. One, I want to consider it as helping us to move into something more purpose-driven. Usually, for me, the King of Swords, or the King in any suit, refers to having had some drive already in the area under discussion, but it stands as sort of a stepping stone from that initial enthusiasm and even passion and a more purpose-driven aspect. So to me, this refers to that sort of transitory, transformational stage that'll take us from that first phase to the more purpose-driven phase, the more meaningful one. And two, I want to relate that first aspect, that becoming more purpose-driven phase, to the prominent suit of pentacles, which dominates the entire reading. The suit of pentacles concerns material, finance, work, sustainability, that earth element in tarot. And again, you'll note that the majority of the cards in this reading pertain to that aspect. They come from the Pentacles suit. This seems fitting, considering the economic situation many people have found themselves in, particularly concerning this pandemic generally, what with the overall nationwide and global economic downturn, but also particularly in the US, where unemployment, the enhanced unemployment benefits have lapsed, and people have been looking to a government that has been delaying on deciding what to do next. So there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of instability, a lot of fear concerning that aspect of things. Money, rent, food, childcare. Very important matters for everyone. So this seems like a very appropriate theme for the month, as that continues to progress or drag on, depending on how we look at it. Now we'll go through the four cards at the bottom, one at a time, on a weekly basis. And I'll discuss the first one, the Knight of Pentacles, in a separate video in the next day or two, since we find ourselves already in that first week. But for now, I want to let it suffice to say that August will prove itself fertile ground for concentrating your intellectual faculties toward your financial and material stability and, yes, abundance in ways you've not yet achieved, but have probably pondered or even dreamed about. Heed this call, because the pandemic, which has given us a lot more time to figure on and establish new normals for ourselves in a lot of ways, has gotten well underway. A lot of time has already passed that we could have used, and hopefully to some extent have used, in not only considering but concentrating our efforts on establishing a new normal for ourselves. And I don't mean the new normal that the talking heads want to keep pushing. The new normal about social distancing, or the new normal about staying inside, or the new normal about having things delivered. I'm talking about the new normal for how you can work for yourself. Depend less on, say, a desk job, or 8 different bosses, or the kinds of things that you've spent presumably a lot of time wishing you could get out of. You have an opportunity. So a lot of folks, a lot of people feel, myself included, periodically, that this has been a detrimental and chaotic time, but we can build from those circumstances something new and something better for ourselves. As I said, a lot of time has already passed since this broke, and since lockdowns and shutdowns and social distancing first got instituted. But it doesn't look like that'll go away anytime soon. More appears to lie ahead very clearly. So do not waste that time. If you feel like you've already wasted some of the time that you could have used, commit now, right now, with me, to not stay seated in relative comfort like our king, but instead let's get up and get moving. I'll see you soon, when we'll discuss the first week of August, the one that we've already started, via the Knight of Pentacles. In the meantime, I'll ask you to contemplate some of those things that we've already talked about, and think about what you've been wanting to do, and not just for the last few months, but maybe for the last few years. What ideas have you had? What motivations have you had? What dreams have you had? And what have you been pushing to the back burner that you now have an abundance of time for? Remember to subscribe to the channel for updates. Feel free to comment below. I always love hearing other thoughts and interpretations and questions. And make sure to follow the social media links that I've also listed in the description. Until next time, again, stand up and remember to keep transforming.